Hey, this is Joe Gatto, and you're listening to Shooting Shit.
Hey, this is former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie, and you're looking at you're listening to, and you're watching the Shooting Shit podcast. Woo!
Well, I tell you what, man, if they're big enough to get me on the bottom, if they're big enough to get me on the bottom, then they're big enough to have to win, I guess.
Pin me down, big fella.
Motherfuckers are going down. They're going to be a fight. You're going to earn that shit. I'm telling you right now.
Reminds me of his old.
Or there's me just jerking off at a porta john outside the wing.
Allegedly, yeah. Porter johns were nasty, dude. I don't know how the hell you did that. You literally walked in there and it was a pile of shit.
I can surprisingly hold my breath for a pretty good amount of time for somebody who fucking is constantly hitting my nicotine vape.
This Mark, he's fucking wearing the neck brace in the draft room. He's fucking wearing the neck brace in the draft room, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, is he?
Goddamn Tony Khan.
I don't know. I was just watching because the Birds just got their pick and fucking what's it, Quinyon Mitchell?
Yeah,
that's his name, right?
Guy's got a cornerback. Good
fucking desperate need. Fucking grade A pick for me.
Fucker shows up in the fucking.
He's wearing the neck brace.
Yeah,
what an absolute twat.
Welcome to WCW in the fucking 90s. God damn it.
Oh my God.
Dude, he's doing Vince, bro. It's a Austin Vince storyline.
It's not a good person to fucking mimic yourself after. I don't think anybody's going out there and like, I want to be Vince nowadays.
Well, I mean, they can stick with the successful company billionaire thing. Just, don't like traffic and allegedly rape women. Yeah.
I mean,
okay, at the fucking draft and his neck brace. Jesus, guys, it's the start of a new week. We're a new episode here. We're a little bit of reflection. It's been 131 weeks, 131 episodes. We are now officially longer, better, and in my opinion, a whole lot better looking than WCW when they were on the top of the world. So, what are we talking about tonight?
I don't know. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Just incredible.
Just Incredible took a shit on fucking Such Good Shit live.
That is just my favorite. That's one of my favorite all-time moments of anything, really.
Why? Makes no sense, dude.
For anybody who listens to us that doesn't know this story,
please enlighten them.
Our great friends have this wonderful podcast, this wonderful show, and they had Just Incredible on. And I don't even know when was it? Like midway through?
Yeah,
like midway through, he had to take a shit, so he just took a shit while on the show with the guys.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this, man. He could have cut that short.
And he wonders why he's not Hall of Fame material, man.
That makes him Hall of Fame material.
Yeah,
dude,
like, that's yeah,
that
that's
is the
very
fan service.
That's very 1995 Vince right there, 1997 maybe.
Put him in our Hall of Fame, damn it,
dude. He's in my Hall of Fame for sure. That is the ultimate fan service. When you're like, hey, I know I'm doing a show for you guys, so I'm gonna give you my best work. We're not gonna stop this. We're gonna keep the train rolling, shit and all. Like, let's
do it.
Let's
just keep going.
Wipe. Did not fucking
dude.
wipe.
I know, dude. If he was that dedicated to his career as he was that shit. I was actually a fan of his in ECW, man. I thought he did good work there.
He was great. He just got caught up in that fucking WWE early 2000 bullshit.
Yeah.
He was
just Aldo
incredible.
Montoya or some shit like that. And then he come out with like a big fucking
he did
terrible mask and shit. Yeah.
Fucking loved Aldo. Yeah. Let's get the show started because I know Sean hates potty talk. So let's go, Sean. You ready? Shake it off, baby. Shake it off.
You ever shit in the bathtub, Sean?
Not that I can recall, brother. No.
You know, if it's loose, you can just kind of like swish it down the drain. You know, if it's solid, though, you just grab it, and then like if you're good, like just toss it out in the toilet right outside. You know, rock
Why?
and roll, dude. If you're feeling real frisky, man, you could send that solid one down the drain too.
Why? Why are we? What?
That's your friend, dog. I don't know.
Welcome to Philly, where we toss the turds out of the shower.
That's what it is.
You're a sick buck.
Speaking of absolute dog shit, though,
What a segue, Joseph. What are you talking about?
Well, this is the thing. I would compare it to a turd that you can stomp down, but there was nothing solid about it either.
Yeah.
You know, I think I can't even do this because I have such a fucking disdain at this point for AEW and everything they do. I can't look at anything like objectively in their product right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hear about, oh my God, this was a 5-star match. I don't even give a shit. Like I care that little. And I'm gonna tell you this. I literally fell asleep during the fucking Bryan Danielson Will Ospreay match.
Oh well,
I didn't even stay awake for it. I was like,
It's a hell of a match.
Sleep's more important than this bullshit. I'm good.
Well, the good thing
I'm glad they got to do it. I'm glad they had their fun. And then Danielson's on his little fucking farewell tour. I had no interest. I like just was like, I'm not really interested because guess what? Guess what happened after? Exactly what I thought. That dog shit Dynamite show from yesterday. And here we are.
And that's the thing, dude. I feel the exact same for a few. It's been getting harder and harder to watch AEW. And it's getting easier and easier to watch Raw and SmackDown, which is crazy. It's role reversals.
I don't know how much I just quit watching AEW. I can't even tell you the last time I actually watched the show.
I try to watch the pay-per-views.
You get the feedback on Facebook and TikTok and all that, but you know, I mean, most of those matches, once it's over an hour and a half later, it's posted on YouTube somewhere. So I mean, the Danielson match, I mean, for what it was awesome. Like, yeah, it was a great fucking match.
I was really tired, and I was like,
it was a great match. But then again, like I said, I had the pleasure of not being tired because I didn't watch the fucking pay-per-view when it was on because it just wasn't worth the money to do it.
I caught the match after the fact. That's the same thing.
Look, when you can watch the pay-per-view, wink, and you still don't.
Yeah.
You know, and then as far as that clusterfuck of a ending last night, I mean, can we give Tony Khan the worst fucking bump in the history of the business? I mean, that was just
wait.
He still
that still goes to McMahon and taking that shitty stunner.
That curly-haired fairy barely even he was so afraid to hit Tony. Because he's just like, dude, if I hit you too hard, you're just going to fire me again, motherfucker. I'm going to be suspended. And, you know, I don't get it. Like,
I think the problem is even before that.
Yeah.
You come off your big paper, like, however they want to propose this pay-per-view, like amazing show, whatever.
Yeah.
They made history. They had Swerve go over, and then you do this.
Okay.
Dude, at least they got that right.
No, hold on. They got that wrong.
I don't think they
wrong
did.
as fuck. No, they got it wrong as fuck because what happened on Wednesday night? Instead of celebrating your champion, you put him in a fucking bullshit match, non-title match. This title eliminator nonsense is stupid as hell. And I don't get it. Like, I really don't. I don't like that idea. And they use this idea so many fucking times with them. But, like, you get no speaking. No, like, hey, this is Swerve's era. Samoa Joe just gets fucking sent off. Thanks, transitional champ. We'll fucking call you when we need you for something in the future if that happens. But like nothing. We just get this fucking match with some fucking ham and egger. Like, you know, like who cares? Like who the fuck cares? You really think 3 days after you crown your new fucking AEW world champ that he's gonna take a fucking pinfall from fucking, you know, Thunder from Down Under? What the fuck? Like who cares? Who gives a flying fuck, dude? It's the most irrelevant shit. He doesn't even get to say 2 fucking words. You had Samoa Joe come out there in a fucking suit with fucking security, all the bullshit. I'm bringing this title back to Satcher. Swerve doesn't even get 2 words. So tell me it was the right move. I'm gonna tell you you're wrong because Tony Khan ain't doing shit with him as a champion. That was a fucking pop. That's a fucking, you know, thing on the internet, which is complete bullshit. Because honestly, like one of the only things I'll watch in AEW is Swerve. Like and
that was my point. I mean, I think you're kind of jumping ahead of me. The only thing I was trying to say was putting the belt on him was the right move.
Yeah, but
the kid is he's a fucking star, man. He's a star.
He's 100%.
He's a legit star.
And I love that.
He deserves an opportunity to run with it. Now, how they handle it and how they book him, that's them. Yeah, and that's them.
I get.
It's one of those situations
because he's there. You're fucking representing this company now. You took that mantle up.
Okay, so what I was trying to get at and what I mean is if there is any, like you said, the one person you're watching right now is Swerve, right? So if there's one person that's going to get me to pay attention to a match on AEW on Wednesday night when I got better shit to do, it's Swerve. And I think that it's going to be one. My hope is it's going to be that kind of title run where the belt doesn't decide the wrestler is determining the worth. You know what I mean? Like he has an opportunity here. If they let him do his thing, he could be huge, man. I mean, the kid, there's nothing but upside. He's young. He's talented. He's got a promo. His gimmick is solid. People respect him. They want to work with him. He could be that guy. But if he's just another, Patrick Swayze cowboy title run like we had with what's his face, it ain't going to make a damn bit of difference. That moment's just going to be, Ron Simmons won once, Swerve won once, Kofi won once.
They're saying that they wanted to leave Swerve's big grand reveal to everybody, his big championship moment for next week when they have the NBA tie-in. Because they wanted to have that NBA lead in into AEW for them to do the grand, this is our champion. But if that was the case and that's how you're setting it up, he shouldn't have wrestled Wednesday night. You should have held him off until that show.
And I think you'd agree with me on this, Javon, because you come from the corporate world. You enjoy both do. Sometimes there's doing business, and sometimes there's paying attention to what's going on.
Right.
I get the NBA being linked in with the show. It's a big deal. I get all that. But by making a decision that has nothing to do with what's going on in your storyline, you're pausing what was a surge, man. It was a huge moment. It was big. Like it was one of the only things I watched from the pay-per-view was the match and then the celebration after and how the people reacted, man. I mean, they want to root for this kid.
Dude, they struck gold with that on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Completely shit the bed. My only problem with Swerve is he's stuck in a company right now where he's their champion, and I don't think they're going to do right by him.
I don't think they will either.
And it fucks me up.
Yeah.
But the rest,
that's why
you're
I was
100% right.
saying they should have
wrestled on AEW.
They should have held him off.
Mm-hmm.
They should have held him off last week. He shouldn't have wrestled on Dynamite. If their plan is to push him and have his big celebration after they have that lead in from the playoff game, that's what need to be seen on Dynamite.
Then you serve up a vignette of him sitting in a hot tub with some chicks and music playing and say, I'll see you next week. You don't send him out there to wrestle some, as Joe perfectly stated, ham and egg, that in a non-title match on a Wednesday night when nobody gives a fuck.
It made no sense.
I agree.
The mistakes, the downfall of AEW is AEW, and they're alone. It's all their faults. I don't know what they're thinking. I just don't. You are thoroughly getting your ass kicked. You're not even top 2 now. You're maybe top 3 if you watch what TNA's been doing.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
Even though they got rid of the guy that was running the show, TNA's still. The people there are working. They're still doing their thing, man. You got to give them that respect.
If TNA had the AEW TV spot, AEW we wouldn't even be talking about them.
Yeah.
Half of what we already do right now.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. If TNA had the ability to be out in front of more eyes, it'd be way more over. But you know what? I'm gonna put it this way. One thing I did like about the booking, at least of having Swerve win, is the fallout and everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Right? You've got Swerve, Moose, and Trick Williams now, major champions with company.
Willow
Nightingale.
Willow with the women's.
You're about to have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill as your women's tag team champions. It's looking like,
and you have Athena as the Ring of Honor women's champion,
right?
Exactly. But the thing is I think Moose put it together the right way on Twitter. Moose put on there, we need to normalize there being these black champions, so it's not like a holy crap, we've got 4 black champions at once right now, main title champions in these companies. He's like, this is a great time in wrestling, but we need to normalize this so it's not that big. I can't fight it, dude. I mean, look at the WWE. You could count on 2 hands how many top black champions they've had. And I'm not counting Booker because that was WCW.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, he won the WWE World Title, the Big Gold, as King Booker, and he'd been in the WWE for a while, so that one actually counts.
That one, okay, I'll count that one.
Well, I mean, it's the WCW title, but at that point, dude, it was the world title. They had
the world.
Yeah, but all we think about with Booker is the Triple H WrestleMania match.
Should have gone over, and he didn't.
That was the time, and they blew that.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be normalized. It really should be.
Yeah.
Instead of us like going, because honestly, we should be arguing about the way their new champion was represented the first night, not like comparing it to should he win. He should win. He's the most over guy in that fucking company right now,
dude. He's yeah.
But let me air my other grievances quick. All right.
All right.
I hated the way they fucking presented Swerve. They should have fucking Ric Flaired him out. Like Sean said, put him in a hot tub. We're celebrating this win. You'll see me next Wednesday. Okay, perfect. That way you get everybody knows Swerve's the champ. You hear from the champ. He's living the good life. He'll see you on Wednesday. They got their NBA tie-in, right? Fucking their entire Will Ospreay coming off of the Sunday night match, which yes, I did go back and watch. I was just tired, but I watched that match. And you go from one of the biggest matches of Ospreay's career to just some random gauntlet match for some mid-card title
that no one knew what the fuck was going on. Even the announcers are like, we have no idea what's going on. We don't know who's coming out.
It was the most. Yeah, they wanted it so random that. So now he's the fucking winner of that. Like he went from the biggest match to like right to the mid card. Fast track to the mid card. That's awful. And that's one of your big 3 signings. This whole bullshit with the Bucks, Tony Khan getting involved. It's so fucking ridiculous. The Jericho's still a thing at this point.
God.
Dude, they're coming. Chris is on his way out, bro. The ships are landing at the gates. They're coming for him.
People are yelling, please retire during his fucking matches, dude.
They're coming for him, bro. It's time.
It's so bad. It's a Mercedes Moné and her fucking like this whole You got her coming. That's another one. Your other one of the big 3 signings. So 2 of them are challenging for mid-card titles. All right, 2 of the biggest signings that it's going to show WWE a thing or two, and they're like straight to the fucking mid-card, and it's not even good. It's not even good. Like, yeah, we got Danielson versus Ospreay. That was great, but Jesus fucking Christ, the rest of it is dog shit. And this whole Mercedes Moné going, Willow gets the title. Now she's going to challenge Willow for the title. And she proved that she needs the WWE more than WWE needs her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was what was the article? Was it last week that said the time that she came on to cut her promo, 60,000 people simultaneously changed the channel.
Exactly. And then on top of that, it's so bad. They're working without a net there at AEW. They don't have the writers and team that WWE has, and she proved that she actually needs that fucking team of people to keep it flowing, because she's not good on her own. She got exposed in New Japan. She's getting exposed in AEW. She's not worth all the money they sign her for. In my opinion, she's really not. And I said that for years, even when she was in WWE, because she was fucking getting hurt. Remember, she got hurt a couple times in a row. And I'm like, this is just not going to end well for her.
Well, and too, and you got to think about, that's not uncommon. There's a lot of people that were successes in WWE where couldn't work anywhere else and get over.
Yeah.
If you take Kevin Nash and Scott Hall's characters, they didn't have shit until they got to WWE. And then as soon as they left, they really, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they were making good money at WCW and the NWO thing was cool, but did they really change anything or set the world on fire? They just sold a lot of t-shirts. No, it was
a goal, right?
Yeah, it was a great time in pro wrestling, and it was all that. But when you're in the middle of it and you're watching it, it's so fucking great. But then hindsight's 2020, and you go back and watch some of those WCW pay-per-views.
Doesn't pan out.
It don't pan out, man. It just don't. Yeah, it is AEW and WCW in the sense of AEW came on the scene. We all wanted something new and fresh, and we thought that's what we were getting, and we were. But the novelty of the indie style,
we became real wrestling fans, and let me put it this way: not real fans, but we became.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah,
wrestling fans who you take a WWE guy and send him to an indie show, he's gonna enjoy maybe a match or two. But at the end of it, you just like, fuck, does everybody do the same 5 fucking flips? I'm tired of this shit. What's the story? What's going on? That's AEW.
They're a pro wrestling show in the sense of they got some great performers. They have great matches. They got prime time TV. But, Harlem Globetrotters were a pro basketball player, and so were the Washington fucking Generals. It's not the same. It's just not.
It's not. I think it's because it's overexposure to what everybody thought was cool. Like the honeymoon's ended with AEW.
Yeah, for sure.
The honeymoon's over, and I don't think the people running the show there want to believe that. So let's keep giving them more bullshit.
Yeah,
it's not doing it for anybody anymore. So
it's really not. Yeah, no. And the quality just isn't there. Me and Dennis, I don't know how many AEW shows we've been to, but I don't think I've been to a WWE event in 5-6 years, probably, because we were doing the AEW shows because they're always in Chicago. They were always affordable. They were always good. But I don't understand. Okay, Dennis says he thinks it was at least three live shows, TV tapings, pay-per-views that we've went to. Yeah, in the environment that it is, it's awesome.
Yeah.
How it is seen on television and how fans interpret it, 2 different things. Yeah.
It's an indie show. It's indie in and out.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun to be there because you're there with other people that enjoy that style of wrestling, that style of environment. It's the environment. But in the environment of being there, just like Joe and I said about Mania. Wasn't necessarily like the greatest Mania of all time to some people, but we thought it was great because we were there. It's the fucking environment that brings you in. That's what AEW had in the first few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, they brought like the stuff that we like about indies to the mainstream, but they haven't evolved it. It's still a mishmash of random bullshit, random fan setting stuff where it's just like, oh, I love indie wrestling, so I'll love this, and it's indie it's indie wrestling on a national level or international level, I should say, excuse me, but you know, you got to give them more. You know, look what WWE's doing. They were stale for years, and now all of a sudden they're giving you better TV, better wrestling in the ring, better everything. You know, they have people in charge that are listening to their fans going, what do you want to see from our product? Yeah. And here's the thing though, they haven't changed the WWE product.
No,
it's still that. It's still the WWE style, but they're doing things to make it, give it a fresh coat of paint, you know, and it's working. Yeah. It's really working. Dude, I've been hyped for SmackDown for days.
Oh, the fucking draft? Dude, I can't wait.
No, fuck the draft. I'm talking about the Bloodline story. See the thing? I've loved the Bloodline stuff.
Story ended at Mania, and look what you're saying.
What's that?
A story that should have ended at Mania with the loss by Roman, but look what you're saying. Look how they brought life into it.
Exactly. And they're like, they can keep this thing going. And now it's completely fresh and new. And I'm all for it, man. Like, that's the shit that's getting people to tune back in. Not like, oh, let's watch somebody bleed. My biggest gripe, though, real quick, before we change topics, is and Javon, you should hopefully agree with me. Why the fuck is the IWGP heavyweight title being defended against Powerhouse Hobbs on a fucking Dynamite that doesn't even get 700,000 viewers?
Yeah. Don't fucking bring my belt to the States and do that to it.
Talk about getting robbed. New Japan is robbed in this deal. I just I was kind of bothered by that.
They tried to play it off as NJPW owes Don Callis one, so his guy gets a shot. Fuck out of here, dude.
I was thoroughly disgusted in that decision. That's what happened, because it's another thing that makes you look like a clown show.
Yeah.
Tell me one person that believed that Powerhouse Hobbs was going to go over in that match.
Nobody.
Not a single fucking breathing soul.
Dude, God himself isn't going over John Moxley at this point. Man.
Fair, but my point is this: you want to fucking put the title on a Wednesday night TV show? Give him something good, something to tune into.
It's indie, bro. We know that Josh Alexander is not going to beat Vic Capri. We know that Alexander Hammerstone is not going to fucking beat the Boss because they're your local guys. They have to go over.
Yeah. Just unreal.
Your eye popped a little bit. You're like, yeah, that's fucking right. It's some indie shit.
Yeah. Better get it a feed over that syringe he's sticking in his ass is what he needs to get. Have you seen the picture of that dude lately?
Oh yeah,
like he just posted. Dude, he could easily crush tree stumps with his thighs. That dude is carrying so much mass, Joe. That
he's in the big time now.
When this motherfucker's heart stops, 3 people are gonna die underneath him. That's how big. And 2 of them will probably be children holding his picture.
Don't talk about Dennis like that.
His fucking heart's gonna pop like a tick.
Dude, I mean, bro, he's so big now his head looks small.
That's a problem.
He's got the reverse Barry Bonds going.
No.
I love you, Dennis.
And for the life of me, I can't figure out how Bobby Lashley is still as big, as masked up, as tight as veiny and all that bullshit he is. Never gotten smaller, never gotten any bigger. The only thing that's getting thicker is his skull. And then Hammerstone, whatever he's on, I have no
Tell me
fucking
about
clue.
that veiny there, Sean. Go into that for me.
Jesus Christ, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
It was either me who had it.
Nobody knows anything that you said. Your internet is terrible tonight.
Terrible tonight. Can't hear half the shit you say. Actually, it's been trying to.
It's just making noises.
Nice.
You're wondering why we're no selling your jokes here because we can't fucking hear them.
I can hear you.
Well, maybe if y'all were on time, we wouldn't have to be dealing with this fucking weather
I
shit.
was on time.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, my ass.
You know, what's next? I love how our host is like, oh, fuck, I'm just giving up. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
All right, man. Y'all can't hear me, but if you do, fuck it. Hit the WWE Draft. Oh, perfect.
I can hear you now. Are we really going to talk about the WWE Draft, man? This is just the dumbest. Why do we do this every year?
Because they haven't done a draft recently, and tonight's the draft night in the NFL.
It's not a fucking draft, man. It's not a draft. It's just them going, oh, gee, I wonder. Come on, dude. This kayfabe's dead. Do we really have to keep doing this shit every year?
Fine, then don't
just
do it.
tell us who's going where. No. I'm just.
The only thing that's
I'm a legit question.
The only thing that's big about this draft is they're kind of laying the foundation for who's going to be on Netflix and who's not.
Well, that's true.
Oh no, Sean doesn't care about that.
And that's it. Well, that's I don't give a shit who goes to what show, like per se, who's getting picked first and all that stuff. I don't care about that. What I look at is like they're going to start moving the pieces to see who's going to Netflix and who's staying, well, wherever. How long are they still on Fox? That's one thing I don't know.
That would be the 5-star production machine's job. I don't know that shit.
Yeah, I don't know how long their Fox deal is, but who's going to be on Fox? But they're doing good business for Fox though too. That's the thing. So Fox is going to want to keep them. Fox is like knocked it out of the park with the fucking all the Bloodline stuff going on.
Yeah,
everything there, which I love. But that to me is more important. I think and who has the say in it right now too?
Yeah,
they said the champions are staying where the champions are, right?
Yeah.
So, but isn't Cody and Priest both on Raw?
Yes.
Technically, that makes Cody a SmackDown wrestler.
Because the title was on SmackDown, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. But do you really want to have Cody go to maybe with Roman out and everything, keep Cody on Fox and have Priest? Because you're going to have McIntyre and Punk probably stay on Raw going to the Netflix era next year.
Yeah, they have to. You have to put
I don't know, man. I mean,
on Netflix.
You're talking about Priest, who, let's be honest, like, dude, it's cool that he's getting a shot. I'm not against that, but we don't know what he's gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Well, first Puerto Rican champion since Pedro Morales, so I'm all in for it too, dude.
Okay, well, I'm all in for it too, and I don't care what his nationality is. My point is like he's getting a shot to run with the belt. This is where it determines whether, that first run always determines if you're getting another one, whether you're transitional or not, which he probably is at this point. Most Money in the Bank cash-ins are,
Yeah, but
it's those guys that they get in there, they do the work, and then they get opportunities to do it again.
All right, so Dennis says SmackDown is going to USA Network in October. So they're going to go to USA now, like since Raw is leaving USA. So USA still going to have a show, which makes sense now if Cody's on SmackDown. SmackDown goes to USA, and they love having Cody there because that's been great business for them. It's that's a smart move. But Priest, let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
Going to let it ride. But you also have guys like, Punk, McIntyre, You have Rollins whenever he gets back, because I know he's got surgery happening and the meniscus.
Yeah.
He's out for a while now, but he'll be back.
Right, and I think the draft is going to be a way for Judgment and Priest, or if not, there's already cracks showing. They're going to break him away from the group so he can have a proper transitional run for anybody that's going to challenge, right? Because I don't see him and Punk going directly at it, because Punk still needs to feud with Drew.
Yeah, that's the feud.
Yeah, and down the line, you could see him maybe, Priest and Seth Rollins when Rollins is back off the shelf. You got people that are hurt right now. That Priest as a transitional champ gives you that buffer to get your aces good for Raw on Netflix. So whether I think he's a transition at point, because you don't want to have a top guy having these type of matches for the belt and tarnishing that belt.
Mm-hmm.
We him match up with a lot of these guys. So anything Priest does right now is going to feel like it's a big deal, and it's going to keep that prestige on that belt for when one of the big main event hitters are actually able to take that belt back.
Good point.
Appreciate it. I try.
Dennis said Raw on USA is probably supposed to end in September, but probably most likely will stay with until Netflix deal in January, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Raw's not going to go off the fucking air. Like they're
not.
Yeah, they're going to work that deal out to keep them on TV. But I think it does open them up too. Like SmackDown going to USA and going to cable is a good thing.
Yeah, they should use the language.
Yeah, they get to get a little easier on the censors and the language and all that stuff. Yeah. So,
and the thing is I think Fox was good for SmackDown for the time that they were there, because Fox, of course, is that global channel, prime channel, that non-cable based channel, which back in the day meant more, but now with streaming and everything, it might be just as fucking bad as cable. But anyway, that used to be one of those everybody has it kind of things to kind of get people into it. So now that you're going to the USA Network, USA can see that they've had a good working relationship, so it makes sense for everybody. It makes business sense, and it makes business. Why are we laughing?
We missed a huge chunk of what you said. You're just beep boop beeping around like fucking R2D2, like Puerto Rican R2D2 right now.
Well, you're making really, really good points, man. We're just not.
You're just a big brown trash can on wheels right now, but
great episode for me, gentlemen. I went off camera to see if that helped. But like I said, we're dealing with some weather.
Survey says nope.
Thunderstorms.
Appreciate y'all enjoying this.
Yeah, nobody has to listen to this episode.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
So I guess I'll fill in, since we don't even know if he's talking or not right now.
Fucking A, dude.
So the WWE released a handful of ham and eggers that nobody really even knew still with the company. How's everybody feel about that?
Could care less.
I know a lot of people are heartbroken over Cameron Grimes.
I never was. I just, the guy was never going to get over with that fucking accident, man. Just wasn't going to happen. And I know DDJ's upset about that. And I get that, dude. I really do. But let's be real. This guy was Jamie Noble, but with not as much talent.
Damn.
I mean, there was a point Noble was really over for a while too, though.
I understand that. I do. I get it. But you remember him, the way he sounded when he talked?
Yep.
He had a voice for fucking, the mute button. That guy's voice was fucking annoying, and Grimes is the same fucking way. That's why and when you keep representing him as that fucking hillbilly character, that Why didn't you just put a fucking bib overall on him, give him a fucking horseshoe around his neck,
Yeah.
let his beard get a little thicker,
It's fucking hillbilly.
throw him
Jim
at the
Trump.
throw him
Hillbilly Tim. That's it.
right, throw him ringside and have some big ass star come in and just wave him in the ring and give him a shot.
He was
That's what they
missing a
should do.
Festus. That's what he needed. He needed a Festus.
He needed a Festus.
The fuck out of here, Cameron. Fucking Ryan.
I know. Like I never liked that guy too much. I just didn't appeal. Also, but I wasn't big in NXT either, and he was super over in NXT in a period where I just given up on that brand. So,
well, dude, I watched him numerous times on the indie scene. I think Dennis and me seen him in AAW. Dennis, yep, AAW. So, I mean, we'd seen him live. The guy's a great worker. He can work. He's just, you know, you put a top hat and a sequin jacket on a Killbilly and expected him to go out there and do something with it, you know.
Yeah, it's real hokey. I mean, that's just whatever. Anyway, a bunch of people got released. Sucks for them, but
sucks for you.
Sucks for you guys. I'm sure you land on your feet somewhere.
Real quick, Sean, you said hillbilly. Now I want to see a wrestling gimmick called the Killbilly.
The Killbilly.
Well, keep watching that Australian deathmatch
sure it's
bullshit.
out there
Man,
somewhere.
I'm sure you.
Do you love me some Australian deathmatch?
It's out there somewhere, and Dennis will find it. That's just what he's gonna do.
And down there in Australia, you can come to the ring with a dingo.
So along with this,
cheap pop.
This is some news, and I honestly, the way I read it, it does not seem like it matters whatsoever. But apparently, the FTC has ruled that they're eliminating non-compete clauses for employees. Now, this is the important thing, is what I just said, is non-compete for employees of companies. And the thing about it is, it made its way on the dirt sheets, the internet, and all this wrestling talk because so many wrestlers, once they're released, they have a lot of them have 90 days. I think NXT people have 30 to 60 days, but main roster's 90, especially WWE, they do this.
Yeah.
The non-compete. And here's the thing about that. They're still independent contractors. They're not employees of WWE. They're not employees of the company.
It don't affect them in the least. Right. It don't.
Everything I've read now has said it's not going to mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's good. It's good for, you know, employees who leave a company that, you know, some data company doing some fucking office job and they don't have a non-compete. Good. They can go get work elsewhere. That's fine and great. But independent contractors, that's the thing. And they know what they're getting into. It's not like this is a fucking new thing or hidden thing. It's always been like this. They've been running non-compete since the fucking good old days. Yeah. So you know what you're getting into when you're released from there.
So is that why a lot of
What'd you say, Wally? What?
God damn it. I said, is that why people are trying to unionize in wrestling?
That's why. That's one of the major reasons why it's always been that way, because they're treated like independent contractors, not employees of the company, which means they're not eligible for health benefits. Number one, first and foremost,
or a retirement pension,
retirements, pensions, 401ks. There's nothing company sponsored because they're an independent contractor. Exactly. So they have nothing in that company. But the thing about the union, the flip side of that is it will drastically change the product that we see.
Yeah.
Because with a union, it's saying, oh, we have the right now to not do this or not do that. And they can then, you know, strike out if the company's going in a direction they don't want. They'll have to have, you know, the union leadership meet with the, you know, the company's leadership and negotiate. You know, it's no different than the players' unions in other sports, you know, where you have like these like labor agreements between owners, like team owners, and the players' union. And we know how that goes sometimes. We've had seasons striked out. We've had, you know, collective bargaining that, really threatens a lot of financial stuff for everybody, especially in a business like wrestling. So, there are negatives to that. Now, the positives are these guys deserve health insurance no matter what.
Well, and I don't know, have you ever worked union, Joe? Do you have?
I have not.
Okay. So my dad was an allied industrial worker, better part of 30 years. I was AIW, allied industrial worker, when I worked at the factories back home. The truth is, when it comes to unionization, the only people that really truly benefit from that are your like lower level, because they're guaranteed a working minimum wage.
Right.
So the undercard guys that aren't mid-card or higher are being paid scale. If you have a minimum scale, then that benefits them, and then they're taken care of. And then, medical insurance would be the next positive step for all the same people. The reason why it's never happened and there's never been a union is because mid-carders and up, they don't want their money fucked with. You get a percentage based on where you are on the card. That's how it pays out. That's why Hogan always made more money, or Flair always made more money than everybody else. Dusty, all your big stars. If you were in the main event, that's when you made money. If you were the guy working with the main event guy, you made more money. Whether you were winning or losing, you made more money. And that's why they've never pulled the trigger on it, or nobody's ever been able to efficiently talk about putting a union in, because the guys that are mid and up, they don't want to give up control of that.
Joe, we can't hear you, buddy. Something's wrong with your
my
mute. There
bad.
you go.
I hit the button by accident there. And that's a tough spot, because a lot of these upper card guys look at their friends, guys and girls down there, and they want to help them out, but also it's going to affect their pocket. So it's not as easy as just like they need to unionize, they need the health benefits, they need this and that. There are pros and cons to both sides. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see. But the non-compete thing, until they change that for independent contractors, that's when you're going to see a real difference in the world of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
But for now, I think the status quo, the status quo is, it stays the same. It's not going to change. We're going to keep going there. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, we didn't really do the draft question, but how about the NFL draft? How are you guys feeling on the real fucking fuck you guys? I hate it here.
It's so perfect.
Truly fucking hate it here.
That's great. That's great.
That was great. That was a good one.
So we're what, an hour 3 of the fucking next, 120 hours of fucking NFL draft. Good.
Dude,
I'm not saying shit anymore. I'm not saying shit anymore. Fuck y'all.
All right. I didn't really. Did you? I didn't.
All I heard was beep boop beep. What?
Yeah.
If we could just make that smaller and just put that right on your little window there.
Oh, that's so great.
That is funny.
Dude, I'm just
I
don't like I said, I'm gonna hit the Bears thing quick, because I know you're gonna be long-winded as fuck when you talk about your Eagles. I ain't got that much to say.
I have nothing to say about the Eagles on this one.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go.
Dude, how the fuck did Atlanta just pay Kirk Cousins $100 million? Undeserved, by the way. I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan.
Not even close.
I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan. He's not the guy. But they just fucking backed the fucking Brinks truck up for him. And then they turn around and straight draft their next quarterback literally what, a month after, 2 months after fucking signing Kirk Cousins.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, what an absolute just fucking nightmare scenario to have to start your season in Atlanta. Good luck, Falcons fans.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No Philly take. That's it. Just shit on Atlanta.
Oh, I think Philly, we got a great cornerback. Hands down, filled an absolute need. Also, too, the bigger news for Philly was pre-draft. They just locked up AJ through 2029, and he got
He
the
set the
fucking
wide receiver market.
he got the fucking bag, and deserved. Won't lie. But that means we locked up a lot of our top tier talent this offseason, which is scary. We got Devontae locked up. We got AJ locked up. We got Hurts deal done. We got fucking Landon Dickerson's deal done. Who else? I'm missing a couple. And I can't remember. But they locked in some big key players and just picked up an absolute need and impact right away for the defense for Philly. So I'm fucking thrilled with the draft tonight. I'm good with it.
Sean and the Bears.
Dude, I'm excited about it now. I mean, it looked like that Caleb Williams was pretty excited about coming to Chicago when they announced his number or announced his name, and that makes me feel good knowing that here's a guy that could pull a Manning and hold him to the fire and go, no, I don't want to play there. I want to play somebody else, but come to Chicago. And then, of course, we got, another fucking phenomenal opportunity to build a receiving core there. I'm really excited about our receiving core. I mean, we got some fucking studs out there on the flanks. Why we traded Justin Fields away, I'll never know. So, Caleb Williams, you better pray to God you're as good as what they say you are, because if not, dude, we're running you out of Chicago on a rail.
And who's the kid?
Gave up a quarterback.
Who's the kid they just drafted at 8 tonight, too? The wide receiver.
Roman.
Yeah, Roman.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, that kid is good. That kid's real fucking good. So, I mean, they're betting the farm. They're betting the farm right now. I like it.
Yeah, they're going big, dude, and I'm glad that they stuck with their guns. Because here's the thing: like, if he's a fuck up, he's a fuck up. But due diligence. Let's.
Yeah,
we made improvements on the line. Our defense is going to be tough. We're showing growth. The running game's making improvements. We got a new quarterback. We got a new we should win 8 games this year. I don't see why we shouldn't. I mean, Green Bay's still the best team in the league, or in the NFC right now. San Francisco, Green Bay.
Green Bay. I ain't fucking
dude. They got pretty far last year, and they got that new rookie quarterback Love. And dude, they're not going to fall on their dicks this year. They should have. If they were going to fall on their dicks, that would have been this season.
I mean, quarterbacks do get the sophomore slump.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's very true. But it's still anything's possible. That's why I love the NFL. If you can't play, it stands for not for long, and they're going to send your ass home.
I like that.
So we'll know.
Very true. Very true.
What's the average NFL career is 4 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't see their second contract.
A lot of people look at Terrell Davis, dude, or not? Yeah, Terrell Davis, Denver Broncos, 2 Super Bowls, 4 years, blew his knee out, done.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the fucking reality, like guys. Think about what it takes to be an impact player.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy selling a lot of jerseys to the fans. The guy like that people highlight every game, that's something big, like you got to be the upper echelon, because there's a lot of guys, on rosters that are just, they'll have careers, they'll make some money. Some of them, like you said, like Javon said, that you'll never get that. They'll never get that, second contract.
Nope.
So, yeah, I mean, if you do, you're lucky. I mean, you got to think about that, man. I like everybody on the end, and this is what cracks me up. And everybody talks about football. It's probably our biggest sport nationally. I mean, baseball is pretty high, but I think when you talk about NFL football, that's probably one of the biggest long-running traditions in our country.
Yeah.
And our fans are rabid and we're loyal and we fight and argue about it and all that other bullshit. But when it comes down to it, the reason why you quit buying jerseys is because these motherfuckers come and go so quick nowadays that, you know, you can't sign a free agent and 2 years later he's signing with somebody else. Or
That's true.
you know,
Gone are the days of lifers. No one is staying on
you
their
know,
team.
you got
forever
great,
anymore.
you got great players like Mike Brown who played in Chicago and had a few 3 or 4 great seasons, but multiple knee injuries cut his career short. The guy was a impact player. He was a great NFL player, but you know, your body can only take so much. And the National Football League is the highest level. These guys are the biggest, the fastest, the strongest athletes on the planet, literally. And they just keep getting bigger and faster, if that's even possible. The kid from Notre Dame that got drafted, what, 4th or 5th? He's 6'8", 350 pounds. He's an offensive lineman.
Fucking tank, bro.
And they see that kid runs like a fucking gazelle.
It's a tank of a man.
It's you know, or you have you been watching the play-in tournament, the NBA final or NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
Dude, 20 years ago, there wasn't half the league over 7 foot shooting 3-pointers. If you were a 7-shooter or 7-footer shooting 3-pointers 20 years ago, they called you a European player because other 7-footers weren't doing that. You were in the post. You were playing low.
Right.
You were dominating, rebounding, playing defense. No, man, everybody shoots threes now.
Yeah.
You know,
big men were getting
faster.
big men were getting their buckets in the paint. Not like Joel putting up what 48, 50 a night, whatever he put up.
Or you know, Anthony Edwards, or how many the kid from Milwaukee who takes 2 steps from half court and he's at the bucket.
Yeah.
That's why everybody thinks he's traveling. No, dude, he's 7 foot tall.
Dude, what if the NBA saw Kevin Durant 25 years ago? KD's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
right?
but here's the thing: as skinny as Kevin Durant is 25 years ago, they'd beat that.
They'd have
boy's
fucked him up.
ass.
Yeah. Anytime he tried to get in, they would fuck him up.
And I'll give you a perfect fucking example. The kid who got drafted by San Antonio, the 7-footer, the kid.
I can't say the rest of the name.
There you go. Yeah. So he's built about the same as another ball player that I seen drafted years ago named Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley was 7'6". He went to and he was a Mormon, so he had to do a 2-year missionary and then was drafted into the NBA. He was considered BYU. Thank you, DDJ. He went to BYU. They gave up a number 3 pick. Philadelphia drafted him as number 3 because the kid could play. He was 7'6". He could shoot. He could dunk. He could play defense. His big claim to fame was he was in Space Jam with Michael Jordan. And when he came in his rookie year, every night he played for the first 2 months on ESPN, you would see everybody just ragdolling that kid. Because he just couldn't put on weight. He was not going to be like a Patrick Ewing 7-footer or a Shaq 7-footer. He was just a skinny, tall kid who was not very strong. That kid that's with San Antonio right now plays, moves, shoots, looks exactly like Sean Bradley from years ago. But because the defensive schemes are set up now and the rules are in favor of the scorer, anybody can score with impunity because you get hit with a finger, the whistle's going to blow.
Yeah, I think we have the Pistons, Wallace and them's group from the 90s to thank for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude,
they fuckers under there.
They took it next level, man. They took it next level for sure. But they were a great team, too. They weren't just kicking your ass. They could play.
They could play. They could play, and they'd make sure all the years hurt.
I just want to put this out there because I hate the Sean Bradley argument. Because just
that's okay.
They took him 2nd in the 93 draft. You know who went 3rd in the 93 draft?
No.
It irks my fucking soul. Dude, we passed on Penny Hardaway.
Well, I mean,
You know
hindsight
what?
being
2020.
2020.
You want to know what 23rd in that draft?
Mm-mm.
Sam Cassell.
Sometimes you learn the hard way.
What?
Okay. Okay. Beep boop, beep boop.
Someone's having fun back there tonight.
Dude, the 93 draft, dude. Oh God.
It was a terrible draft. Terrible.
It's terrible. I mean, look, Chris Webber went 1. We all knew that coming out of Michigan.
The most overrated player on that team, by the way.
Oh yeah. He was not the fucking star of the Fab Five, in my opinion.
Yeah, it goes Jalen, Juwan, Chris might be third. I think Ray, not Ray Jackson, but the other one.
I'll put Weber at third in that, but Jalen is for sure number 1 in that.
King. Thank you, Jimmy King. I put him 3, Chris 4.
But will he rule you? Jimmy King will rule you. That's right.
Oh my God.
It's a wrestling show, gentlemen. And he is
all
the
the times
best
for your
wrestler.
microphone not to work, and that wasn't one of them.
The greatest wrestler because he's the bestler. He will rule you. Fuck y'all, man. Jimmy King.
Oh my God.
I'm scared, baby. Oliver Platt, dude, in that movie was just
It's great.
Love it. Fucking love it.
Well, gentlemen, how do we want to end it tonight? Want to wrestle?
Sal Bantini, how you doing? Want to wrestle?
Oh my God. What a shitty movie, but I've watched it like 800 times. So
Reminds me
I
of
have to, dude, yeah.
Sean's old wrestling coach.
Dude, if you don't fucking stop, I'm gonna call your mom and fucking breathe deep in her voicemail 15 times.
it's amazing how my dick only responds to the scent of fresh sawdust and wood glue.
Jesus Christ.
He oiled the mats with the same machine oil that we use in the lathe.
How he lit Marlboro Red, I'll never know.
Where was he hiding that pack of cigarettes? I don't know.
I love you, Sean. I really do.
We ruined your wholesome story so bad. We took all the wholesomeness away. Sean lost his smile.
I fucking hate it here.
It's all right. You too? I do too. It's a great night.
Oh, shit.
Well, we're not
going
gonna
dumpster fire.
Yeah, we're not gonna find a better way to end this one. So why not?
Now we hear you breathing.
Sean, you okay?
Yeah, dude. Do you think we're going to be able to post this episode, being that half of it you sound like Darth Vader was sucking off a stormtrooper?
So bad.
One for the road. I see.
2 for the road.
And
Well,
one
they
in
are
the
fair.
and one in the stink, gentlemen. Don't ever forget it.
He's a pleaser.
You got
Sorry, bro.
Legends of the Ring Sting, man. This is a great figure, old school figure. Looks great. It stings!
old school Sting from WCW. Guys, you know us, 3/4 of the Shooting Shit team, and we're here with a listener just like you guys. This is Jimmy from Super Powers Comics.
My friend of almost 20 years. He's known him since you were 12.
If you know people in Chicago, you probably know Dennis because he knows half the town, of course. But shooters, if you need action figures, comics, wrestling memorabilia, we just showed you Sting. Superpowers Comics will put up their QR code so you can get a good look at everything they have coming. Give it a shot, shooters. Get your superpowers on and get your comics from our friend Jimmy, who listens just like you.
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@SHOOTINGSHT. Find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/SHOOTINSHT. Check us out on TikTok at SHOOTINSHIT. And you can buy your official Shootin' Shit shirt at www.ProWrestlingTees.com/SHOOTINSHT. And thanks for watching.